Hello and welcome to day 17 of the Gely Postcard Play Open Collaboration hosted by Carrie Griffiths, aka Carrie the Crafter. Today I am going to be playing with paint resist. I'm just using regular white acrylic paint. And it's going to be mostly on white paper, so you got to pay attention to where you put your papers for this. And you can, I have done it on watercolor paper before, so it does work on that. But today I'm just kind of taking whatever papers, and I have a newer paint I could have used instead of this one, which is being very miserly. I'm just also trying to finish up that one, you know how it be. But we don't have time to wait for that all day. So I have a couple. What the heck? I have a couple that I've already done some resist on because it's the next part that's the funnest part. This part's okay. You can see a little bit of the old pattern that was there, but it will work with this. This is just the smaller version of what I did on there a minute ago, so that will work kind of cool. So we put the paint down, and then we put the stencil on, and then we pick up as much as we can through the stencil. Okay, so this is like a twofer because we'll be able to use both parts of this paper. You can do it on copy paper, cardstock, watercolor, mixed media, book page, whatever you want to do it on. It should work on anything. Alright, so get as much out of there as we can. You can barely see that, but it's there. I'm going to use this other side here. Then you pull your stencil off and pick that up. And if your paint hasn't dried, you might even be able to get some off of the stencil itself, but usually not much. So it'll just be there for, there's just like it's just the tiniest bit. Probably not even enough to use in this resist. I mean, you can try it. I'm not going to. I'm just going to layer that up with other stuff later in life. Oh, I was going to also show you, so I've got a couple here that I already have the paint on, and here is the cleanup paper from the last video, because that's kind of fun to see, right? So I need to separate these two pieces, and I often will use a ruler instead of scissors because scissors are overrated. Just saying. And this one, I don't know, I think I'll cut off most of this. So this is just on like regular paper, obviously paper from one of those dot line, like old printers where you had to have, the paper had to have the circles to go through. I get stuff like that at the thrift store because it's cheap and it's paper. And if I don't use it, it'll end up in the landfill. So I do what I can, you know? So my stuff is always dirty, so I can usually tell which papers have it on there. See, there's a little bit of blue paint in there. So there's two on this one. So I'm going to get a larger plate for this next part, just because, and you don't have to have a plate for this next part. You can just do it on glass or plastic or anything like that, whatever you like to use your spray inks on. I just like to use the gel plate because I can get things to move around the way I want them to for the most part. So this next part I'm actually going to use, so yesterday was grungy, today's going to be shimmer spray. I just got like a whole pack of these shimmer sprays. Don't worry, Mo, I won't just use the pink. Oh, I've got some black. I know I said shiny, but you know, there's black, so let's use that too. Some greens and blues, purples, all the colors, like it was like a 12 pack, I think. So there's two more. Lots of bright colors. Let me open these because I have to play with them because they're new things, gotta play. So you're gonna want your inks and you're gonna want water. And somebody said once that when there's sprays that have like powders on the bottom, that you want to shake them, shake vigorously like a Victorian bell, basically. And not go like this, because then you're gonna get the powders up into the nozzle. But even as I was like thinking about telling you guys that, I kept going like this after I'd get the plastic off. I don't know, because I did. Alright, I want to spray some water because I want my inks to move when I spray them, because that's just, how how I roll. And I'm going to just start with one color's boring. Why would we just start with one color? This one was Camp So Teal. I don't know. I like teal. This one is Polished Jade. That's a horrible font on there for actually trying to read words. Just saying. I have to throw shade on that jade. And I should be wiping the noses, wiping their noses as I... And then you can either do it from the back or the front. This is cardstock. It's got a lot of paint on the front, and I don't want... I'm going to do it in the back. So I'm spraying the back with water, and I might even spray the front with water, just because I want that ink to come through, and the wetter the paper is, the more chance of that happening. But I might have to actually turn it over. You don't have to use white paint. You can use any color paint you want. My friend Eddie did it with some metallics. So I'll make sure and mention him down below, his channel, so you can find it easily. But it's Eddie Makes Art. Yeah, that should have come through more. Is what I want. See, it's starting to come through some. And of course it's not coming through the white as much. See, here's the thing, it's got the shimmer, so if it goes on top of the white, so that's what it looks like if I keep it on the back. If I also get some on the front, man, look at that shimmer. See, that'd be fun as a page in a book, because you get the pretty shimmer on that side, and then you get the design on this side. So the shimmer is definitely going to get on the paint. I haven't done this with shimmery ones. I should show you regular ones too, but that's okay. We're doing a shimmer today. We're going shiny. So the paint, this is where the paint was. It acted as a resist, so the ink comes through where the paint was not. It's also trying to come through where the paint is, because I got it on there like so thick. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. All right, let's do... Where's the other half of the butterflies? Now it has to dry. It has to think about itself and dry. Here is the other half. So this one is just a little bit, and this one's just a little bit, because this is where, let's see, this was where I picked up from the mask, and that's where I picked up from in the middle of the stencil. In the middle of the stencil. So let's do a little bit of the Tangerine Dream. I will get some brown on here if the teals and the oranges mix. I'm okay with that. And we have Funky Fuchsia, because it can't just be fuchsia, it's got to be funky. Play that funky fuchsia, white boy. The water, I forgot the water. It's just to make it spread, right? All right, and then I'm doing it on the front this time. We'll see how that does. This is cardstock, probably like 65-pound something, just whatever you get cheap. Probably got it on sale at Michael's or something, or might have even found it at the thrift store. Who knows? Or actually my aunt, probably. She gives me stuff from her. Oh, look, it's so pretty. So we do have a little bit of grunge down here, because teal and orange will make brown, and I'm okay with that. And because we did it on the front, the white is also turning the color of the inks, and that's okay, because it's still a much lighter color, because it did the resist thing, and we like that. That's really cool. So we'll be able to glue these on a base and make really cool postcards. I don't know which ones I'm using yet. It's going to be the positive and negative of one of these. I don't know what ones yet. These butterflies are masks at PM Artist Studio that have been in the shop for a while, and they are fun to play with. And this is a new stencil by Eddie Makes Art, so you'll see that, in the new products area. He has a couple different, they come in different sizes, and he's got a couple different styles. And I have 2 sizes of one style, even though I thought I was, pay attention to what you're doing, because otherwise you might be like me and end up buying 2 sizes of the same style when that's not what you meant to do. But that's okay. I still came out, I'll come out ahead, because I like both, so I'm still getting both. Alright, water. What color? Ooh, lime green. Well, we got the orange on there, so we know what's going to happen with the orange. That's okay. It's not going to happen everywhere. It's just going to happen in some of the wears. And maybe a little bit of the turquoise again, just a little bit here and there. Just throw it around there. And this one is the whole, so I got it on the side with the paint. So it's going, and this is just on regular paper, not cardstock. And it's not giving as much of a resist. Hold on. I want to, and part of that is, well, because it's so thick. Once I dab some of that off, you'll be able to see it better. Also, it will dry lighter, so you will see it better when it dries. And it will be cool. So we'll put that aside to dry. It's going to have it on color on both sides, and that's okay. That's right. We've got to dry that one to see what it does. See, it's not quite as, see, look at that. That's so cool. Now you know why I like this. Okay, so this is the side with the paint. So this time, do I want to try coming from the back side or the front side? I don't know. We'll just do both sides and see what happens. We'll just get it wet, get some ink on there, get it wet. We'll see. Get some ink on there, maybe even just spray it directly on in a couple spots, because why not? You could do that. You don't have to do like I've been doing, and just know you might be getting things totally wet everywhere, like what I'm doing. And also the red and, well, red and blue will make purple, but red and green will make brown, just saying. Alright, some of that's starting to come through. Look at that. See, that's even cool on this side. Alright, if I get it more wet, it might come through to the other side. Also, some of it's already. So yeah, I'd say you probably want to, it's easier to do the front side, even though you might lose some of your stuff a little bit. A little brown. I don't mind the brown. That's a nice brown. How did I get that brown? That was the bright green and the, it's just all, I don't know, it was all the different colors. I like it. Alright, it's very wet. It's going to look different when it dries. If I was using a baby wipe, then I'd be able to use the baby wipe later on in a piece of art. Eddie just did that too, baby wipe. So yeah, I'm going to dry these and then I'll be back. So here they are, mostly dry anyway. This one I am going to save to use in a page in a journal. Same with this one, I think, because it's just got really cool stuff happening on the back, and there's what it looks like on the front. So I think my postcards, this is still a little damp, I need to dry it some more, are going to be the butterflies. So I'm going to cut those down to 4x6 and glue them with a really good strong glue onto a backing, because they're very wrinkly from being so wet and whatnot, so they need like a really strong glue. Probably going to use art glitter glue, and I will be right back. So I'm using the Scotch Create glue, and it seems to be doing pretty well. I put a really thick layer of it just right down on the card, and then I'm starting in the middle. I lined up the bottom, and then I just kind of start in the middle and press out so that I can get it as flat as I can to the card. And yeah, these ones are like going to be double-sided. I got one side that was straight, the other sides are not, so I'll trim that off camera. This isn't the one I'm doing right now anyway, unless you guys want a bonus one. Do you want another bonus? I mean, I'm supposed to be doing 2. Well, I only have to do 1 a day, but I'm doing 2 a day because I want to be nice and I want to keep one and I want to give one away. So some days you get 2. Today might be one of those days. So my butterflies, because I was using the 5x7 plate, they're a little farther apart than I might have liked, but they're still pretty. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. They're fine. Everything's fine. So I just need to round my corners, get this sticky, wait for the stickiness to stop so I can trim that up, and figure out 17. I'm thinking I might want to spell it out like I did the 7 with like a really thin, ooh, what if I have, there's no orange in here, there's a burgundy, there's a rose. Rose might work. Rose and the blue might work for these. I just got these Micron, the plastic nibs, because I couldn't find the pin plastic nibs because they don't put it in English. They have it in a different color, so instead of PN, they're FH. Don't know why. So I did finally find those. I don't know if I actually ordered one of those or not, but I like the plastic nibs on the pens. I want the blue, right? So we'll see how these do. Make sure this is dry because I don't want to ruin my pens right out of the, oh, that's perfect color. So that's Okay, let's not ruin our pen the first time we use it. I was thinking I could either do it along his wing, or there's like this blank spot up here. I don't know. I like the idea of it on his wing, but also there's this blank spot. Now the biggest one would be in the bottom closest to you, but also I kind of want to do it this way. So I don't care what the rules are supposed to be. 17. I don't know. Let's try this one with the pink, see if we like it any better. Why, when I hear the word 17, do I think of when I was just a little girl, I asked my mother what would I be? I don't know. Doris was not 17 when she sang that. Alright, so I wrote out 17. Wrote out 17, smaller and not centered. So figure out something. What do I want to do there? Maybe we can just kind of outline it a little bit. Make it look just kind of where there's, of course, I think this one's already trimmed. Just kind of like that. Maybe even do 2 lines. I know my desk is shaking a lot, sorry. There's nothing I can do about that. It's this stuff on the desk, and I'm on the desk, and so stuff shakes. The camera's on the desk. I bet that shakes sometimes. So we got a lot of white space on that one. So for those of you that like white space, this is the one for you. Or for those of you who like bright colors, this is the one for you. I want to do that on this one too. I kind of like that. Just a little bit of, I'll show these up closer into the camera too. I didn't do a good job of that last time with the extra ones that I made, to show those. So I'll show those at the end of this video. So if you saw the last video and were disappointed that I did not, so now these I'm probably not going to round the corners because that's going to bug me since I have that not rounded on the edges. That's okay. It's okay. And then this one's just kind of like a bonus one that doesn't say 17, but you know, if that's the one you really wish you would win, then put that in the comments. Floor tile, blue butterfly or orange butterfly, because then I'll know, because I don't have a preference. Any one of these, one of the butterflies I'll be keeping. Let's just put it that way, because they have the 17 on them. I guess if no one wants the floor, people are going to want the floor tiles. All right, so these were from yesterday, the extra ones that I made that are probably just going to be little thank yous in on my mixed media journals. That's what I'll write on the back of, saying, you know, thank you for your order, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, who do you wants it? And I'll probably coordinate them to the journals too. We'll see. So yeah, if you want one of these, you're gonna have to buy a journal, but you know, or make your own. You can totally make your own for a piece of scrap. Well, that's cool. Alright, so that was from yesterday. So if you missed yesterday, go back and watch yesterday so you can see the final ones that I made for day 16. And then, you know, we got day 17. Hope you guys have a delightful day. Love you.